Greetings to the family. I am back once again. We are talking about the African Cup of Nations. What do we get out of the African Cup of Nations, or the importance or the usefulness of the African Cup of Nations in our lives as Africans, or any other football or soccer tournament that you involve yourself? You see what I'm saying? We get out there to cheer because I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Senegal, I'm from Togo, I'm from Morocco, I am from Ghana, or whatever. You get out there to cheer your team. Some people are not even working because they are expecting an upcoming match, because the match is a very tough match between two nations. For example, a match between Ghana and Nigeria will lead to I'm trying to put this word here, low productivity in Ghana. That is what I'm trying to say. A match between Ghana and Nigeria will lead to low productivity in Ghana because Ghanaians will have the mindset that, oh, today is Monday. Instead of us going to work, there is an upcoming match between Ghana and Nigeria. So let us wait. So while they are working, they are not paying attention to whatever they are doing at work because they are expecting the match. And meanwhile, the match is only 2 hours. You see what I'm saying? It's 90 minutes game. Now, as I was talking to people about the African Cup of Nations trophy, we don't use it for anything. Every time or every day, I will choose a calabash. I will choose a calabash. I will do the experiment right now. I will choose a calabash over the African Cup of Nations trophy because it's very, very useless. People were saying it brings the African nations together. It's not true. If it's true that the African leaders want to bring the citizens of Africa together, they can start by establishing maybe a big industry in Nigeria, because Nigeria is having the most people in Africa. They can start by establishing a giant industry in Nigeria. And then they will realize that all the other African country citizens will be moving up there to work and improve the standard of living in Nigeria. And that is the rare unity right there, because everybody is trying to move to support the development that is going on in Nigeria. The same concept that they have been doing with the African Cup of Nations. Oh, this year the tournament is going to be in Togo. So every African citizen would like to visit Togo because of the African Cup of Nations tournament. And how many days are they going to be in Togo? It's not even up to 1 month. The African Cup of Nations is not even up to 1 month. You see what I'm saying? So if there is something permanent instead of the African Cup of Nations, then all the citizens, let me give you this example. Previously, when Nigeria was pretty good, everybody was moving to Nigeria to work. Every coast was good. Those times we were like kids, but we saw what was going on. People were moving to every coast because of the palm plantations and all of that were already established to help the development of Africa. So people, even from Ghana, Togo, and the other African countries, were moving to Ivory Coast. Nigeria was also good. People were moving to work in Nigeria. Now, that is what we call a real unity. We are united because there is a benefit at the end of the day. We are united because there is going to be a productivity at the end of the day. We are not united because, for instance, if Ghana is having a match with Cameroon or Senegal, Ghana versus Senegal, all Ghanaians will be praying. Some of them, the Christians, will be fasting. Oh, yes, Lord, we want the Senegal players to have injury because of the football match. You are thinking or praying for your fellow brothers and sisters in Senegal to have an injury so that Ghana will be able to win the match. Is that unity right there? It's the same as when I was talking about the boxing game. It doesn't make sense. They've always been telling us that a boxing match between, for instance, Joshua Clottey and Mayweather will unite Ghana and the United States, which is not true. If you are in the boxing ring, you will see say both boxers, they feel bobo inside. That is not unity. Unity is peace. Wherever there is unity, there is understanding already, and there is peace and justice. Everybody is okay in life. There is one African Cup trophy. Everybody is praying that their nation will win the trophy. Competition doesn't bring about development. Proper competition, especially in the industrial field, will bring about an improvement in quality. That is for a fact. But the competition in the football tournament, what do we get out of that? At the end of the day, people will be happy for about 2-3 hours after the match. And then after that, there is nothing. Because the African Cup of Nations trophy itself cannot be used for anything. Let us do the experiment and then we will continue. All right. This is the African Cup of Nations trophy. Right. This is the trophy right here. And we call it is a cup trophy. But we said Ghana is going to win the cup. Ivory Coast is winning the cup. Cameroon is winning the cup. This cup is also one of the Bible verses in Revelation chapter 12. A woman with 12 stars around the head and all of that. The woman is talking about our earth. The woman with 12 stars around the head. Revelation chapter 12. I think this is 12, right? They've not been able to bring out the details, but those of you who have seen it before, if it's 12, then you know what it is. It's what I'm saying. Now, this is the trophy, right? For it to qualify to be a cup, you should be able to put a water inside. The basic functions of every cup that we have in our house is to be able to use it to drink water, or to be able to use it for any other drinks, or for tea, or any other thing. But for this one right here, to be able to qualify to be a cup, you should be able to put water inside. Let us do the experiment. I have this drink right here. It's already in a cup. Because this is a cup, I can get some of this drink inside this cup. This is a cup. And then after that, I will go ahead and drink it because it is in a cup. Because it's in a cup. Now, let me put this here. The African Cup of Nations trophy. What can you put in that cup? You cannot put it. It cannot contain water. It cannot contain any drink. No, you cannot use it for anything. You see how you are wasting your time on nothing. There used to be this book, Much Ado About Nothing. You are wasting your time for nothing. You see what I'm saying? You are wasting your time for nothing. You are happy because Ghana won the match, and you are happy because Ghana is qualifying for the semi-finals. Yay! This match is very tough. But at the end of the day, suppose they're gonna bring the trophy or the cup to Ghana. What are you gonna use the cup for? Nothing. But during the season of these tournaments, of these games, look at the cut down in productivity. Some teachers are not paying attention to whatever they are doing in their schools because of the upcoming football matches. People are making mistakes here and there because of the upcoming football matches. You see what I'm saying? Even Ghanaians abroad are losing their jobs because of the football matches, because of the African Cup of Nations or Champions League or whatever. People are losing their jobs because Your supervisor at work doesn't care about those games. They are always focused about doing whatever they are doing. But because you have been indoctrinated here to follow unnecessary things, you are always paying attention to the soccer. Somebody may be at work. They will open the match on their phone. They'll be like, when they see their supervisors coming, then they will throw the phone away as if they are working, but they are doing something else. They'll be like, oh. Especially those in Ghana, when the radio station commentary is going out, people, you see how people are having broken heart because they have their own ways and means of bringing out the commentaries that is going to throw you off. That is going to make you more mad because when they, for instance, they will try to always make it to a point that the game is critical. The game is interesting. The game is, something that you cannot even stay away from for a second. You see what I'm saying? You see how they give their commentaries? Yeah. They will, oh, for instance, they will say, oh, a car all the time, a car. So it's always capturing your attention. When we are doing something at home, oh, a car, then you will turn to your television. Oh, Asamoah has the ball. Now they dare you. Oh, they brought it back. John Penston. And then, oh my goodness. And then you see how your heart is rising up and down. Your pressure is rising up and down because of the football match. But at the end of the day, if it is a cup, we know every cup is useful because we can use it to drink. That is the basic functions or the basic qualities of a cup. The African Cup of Nations right there. What can you put in that cup? How is that useful to you? They're going to tell you that the money or there is a cash coming out of the tournament because the winner will get a prize. The winner of that useless cup will get a prize. Now, the price is money that they are talking about. How many Ghana already won 4 African Cup of Nations? How many industries have we been able to establish out of the African Cup of Nations trophies that Ghana have won so far? How many development projects have we been able to get out of those African Cup of Nations tournaments? All we know as the players are getting their winning bonuses. Oh my goodness, they are getting their winning bonus. Yeah, so you are going to support them. They are getting their winning bonuses. And you are getting broken heart in your home. Because even if they give their cap to you, you cannot use it for anything. They are very tricky. They decide to make it look like gold so that it's going to be very beautiful and everybody is going to capture your attention. They try to make it like gold so that you know that gold is precious. Gold, you don't eat gold. You drink water. Water is more precious than gold. You don't drink gold. You can live without even the animals. They live, they enjoy life. Have you seen a goat using gold? They don't use gold. They have better lives. Gold is not life. They try to make the trophy looks something yellowish like a gold so that it's gonna be beautiful. You see, when you look through this, it looks like gold, right? Yeah. You don't drink gold, you don't eat gold. You eat the herbs. The herbs are more powerful than gold. The marijuana herbs, better than gold. Every day, every time, at any point in time, I will choose Calabash over the African Cup of Nations trophy. Because you cannot use I can use this one to drink Pito. I can use this Calabash for when I'm in Ghana and I get Pito. I use it to drink Pito. I use it to drink water. If I wake up in the morning and I want to clean my face or wash my face, I'll get water in this Calabash and I'll wash my face. I can use this Calabash for my libations. That is the most important of all. Can use it to heat myself up. Cannot use the African Cup of Nations trophy for anything. The only thing I can use it for is I can use it to create a broken heart for myself. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So let us be mindful and let us be smart. The same way they gave you Jesus, you pray to Jesus, you cheer up. Whenever you even see the calendar of Jesus, they create calendar and they put Jesus on there. You see Jesus and you are excited. You are going mad about seeing Jesus's calendar because you can't wait to see Jesus in heaven. Coming to realize that there is no such guy sitting up there in the sky. Then you realize you have been deceived. You are getting out there, wasting your time, energy over the African Cup or on the African Cup of Nations upcoming tournaments. What do you get out of that at the end of the tournament? You know the players are getting their winning bonuses. What do you get out of that? Nothing. Then it is time for you to sit down and apply your natural wisdom. Our African leaders for so long have been playing with our mind. They've been playing mind games for so long. If it's true that African leaders want unity for all the people in Africa, then they should really sit down and establish the individual African states with industries. That's what I'm saying. Development projects. Wherever there is food, there is unity. When you go to party, there is food. When I'm talking about food, drink is the basics of all the food because all the food came out of water. You cannot cook without water. You see what I'm saying? I can use this calabash as the basis of my food. You see what I'm saying? But what are you going to use that African Cup of Nations trophy or the cup for? You cannot use it for anything. You see what I'm saying? If African leaders want unity, they should create food for the people in Africa. The food can be created by giving them something to do. If they have something to do, then they will also be able to have something to eat. Even when somebody dies, you go for the funeral, there is food. When there is a wedding or there is a marriage going on, wedding is weeding. You are weeding grass, weeding. When there is a marriage, there is food. Naming ceremony, there is food. Food is coming out of work. You see what I'm saying? Food is coming out of work. You work, you get your food, and you eat, you enjoy. What do you get out of the African Cup of Nations trophy? Instead of, right now they are talking about how to bring out the African Cup of Nations budget for the Ghana Blasters, for the Super Eagles in Nigeria. They are getting the budget for the African Cup of Nations tournament. What budget is the president of Ghana bringing out for the unemployed graduates in Ghana? They are not thinking about that. What is the budget for the homeless citizens in Ghana? What is the budget? What are they doing about that? Nothing. People are dying out of hunger all the time. What is the budget trying to eliminate that from the system? No attempt is being made so far, but they are getting the African Cup of Nations tournament, a huge sum of money, so that you'll be able to control your mind, giving you broken heart. By your heart, your mind, your strength. It's not for Ghana Blasters. It's for yourself. This is the time to wake up and apply your natural wisdom. I love you all.